Hey guys, welcome to JAMS. Today we have here
I'm Jadon.
Adam,
Mark.
Shannon.
we're doing once again Game of Thrones, episode 7? 9, 8. It's episode 8.
You had 1 out of 10 chances
you
to
know,
get that.
it was close. It was close. 7, 8, 9, 10. We're good. We're almost done. Entitled No One. Personally, I was really freaking excited for this episode just based on that title alone. So I think we'll kind of jump into, we'll start with Cersei and back in King's Landing. That whole fun thing. But the mountain. Mountain.
I wanted so much more to happen
No.
than did, but I was pleased with what happened.
Mountain
But I
Stein.
wanted it to continue. I didn't want them to scurry away.
It's good. I'm using it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the way the preview set it up. It was kind of more of a like he's gonna go crazy and kill them all, which do it, but it won't. And then
What was the point of the scene?
See
What
someone's
was the
face
point of
ripped
that
off.
scene?
I guess
Exactly, to
No,
show
no,
a
no,
guy
to-
get his head ripped off.
well
No,
that and to show why they probably made that rule of no
Trial by combat.
tribal combat.
Yeah, I think that was actually a test. I think the whole point of that scene was because I just think that the High Sparrow is smarter and smarter every episode, because I think he sent them there to flex their muscle and see how they reacted, and if she just let the mountain do his thing and kill one of them, if not more, then he was gonna try to talk to Tommen about. Okay, I think that was going to be his excuse why the trial by combat is barbaric and doesn't need to be used anymore. I really wanted more to happen, but I think she played right into how he wanted
Yeah.
it to.
And I knew, or I think he knew that's exactly what she would choose.
But I still loved it. It was just a scene that I wanted to happen for so long because I want also this religious, like, zealot to be shown that he really only has manipulation power. He does not have the muscle, I think. Like, I still think if the king were to grow a pair or Cersei were to be able to talk like the hand into fighting them, they could overpower them by that. But he has the manipulation and he has the kingdom, like the people, on his side. So that's what's hard about it.
No, and the fact that the hand is like, screw you, Cersei.
For good reason.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, she's like Granny Tyrell said in the last episode. She got them all into this, and it's her own damn fault at this point. And I think kind of see Cersei is really struggling with it.
Cersei or Cersei? Because Jamie says Cersei.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
So I just like it's
Cersei,
very
Cersei.
Americanized
Yeah.
when I hear Cersei. But I like
It's like
the
Sandra.
like British almost like Cersei.
Cersei, yeah. I
Well,
agree.
you and I kind of mentioned this about the mountain. Is if they'd actually wanted to kill her, there's not much he could have been able to do about it.
Yeah,
because
we were talking during the episode, me and Jadon, that he should have just finished him off or like done something smarter than that, because now they could just send tons of little ants and they could distract the mountain and then grab her, and there's nothing he can do about it. No matter how strong he is, he can't kill hundreds at once. He can't keep them at bay.
That's not how TV works.
But I'd like to see that. I'd like to see him try.
Big great sword just rolling along.
There was also something about that scene that I was listening to another review, and they brought up something that was kind of interesting. Was that when you see the guy's head get ripped off, and then you see the blood trickling down, one of them was like, one of the reviewers was saying, you know, that was kind of a reminder that there's still those little things of wildfire all over the city, and that was, and they kind of connected that to the rumor between Kyron and Cersei, where he's like, you know, I've got my little birds, and they've confirmed that there's much more to the rumor that maybe the king had put around little things of wildfire all over the city.
You're talking about the Mad King?
The Mad King.
Yeah, the Mad
Oh,
King.
because I didn't know what they were talking about when they had talked about that rumor, so I was like...
Yeah, that's just speculation. I think it's either that or they're
so
talking about
he had
Gendry.
prepared to be able to burn the whole kingdom down
Yeah,
in
'cause-
one swoop or something.
Mm.
Because when you hear Jamie talk about when he killed him, he said
Burn
that
them
he
all.
had put them all, the like little canisters of wildfire all over the city.
Cersei
Burn
gets her
them all.
Cersei gets her hands on that. She'll get her revenge tenfold.
So I think that what they're talking about is either that or Gendry. Maybe bringing Gendry back.
So I thought it was about Tyrion.
Well,
That they
makes
know
sense.
Tyrion's over in Marine now. They've heard
Yeah, I thought
rumors
it
that
tied to
Tyrion's in
Daenerys or
Marine.
something, yeah.
Well,
With
it would
Daenerys.
make sense that if it's wildfire, because the Red Woman says that she sees Jon Snow in the flames at Westeros.
I'm hoping that's though the dragons burning the city.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that's really bad scene.
Yeah. Well, and then when she's watching Tom and given that
Does it go right
announcement.
to that after?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scene between it?
You know, pretty much.
But we can finish her
Yeah.
storyline. It's just 2 scenes.
You gotta kind of feel for Uncle Kevin though.
Who?
Uncle Kevin.
The hand.
That's the hand.
The hand.
king. Yeah, his name's Kevin.
Yeah.
It's not very medieval.
That's odd.
Yeah. But
Nice. We got Robin, John, and
Yeah.
Ned.
Jamie.
There's gotta be a Keith in there somewhere.
Keith.
but like we mentioned, like Cersei promised all this stuff, like they're gonna take care of him. But you gotta feel for him because I keep forgetting that Lancel is his son, and that was part of their little thing was we're gonna get Lancel back, and none of that happened.
That worked out really well. I love Tyrion. I love Missandei. Grey Worm.
Oh, her drinking was so
Like,
much fun.
It was, yeah.
Their scenes together when
Like
it's so awkward and Tyrion's trying
So
to get...
uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
it's just really
I
well
cheered
done.
aloud when the ships came on because I don't know the sigils and stuff, so I immediately
No,
thought of the Greyjoys.
we did
So
that.
did I.
There's like other ships and
Wait,
what's
that's
that?
not the
Oh,
Greyjoy. That's not a squid. Yeah.
It's not high.
No, yeah, because we all cheered. We're like, yeah. Oh no.
I'm glad I wasn't the
And
only
then
one.
Why are they
Nazis
shooting
come
fireballs?
back.
Oh no.
Yeah. You're doing it wrong.
I have a prediction for that though, so we'll get
Yes.
into that.
No, okay. Yeah.
Go ahead for it?
Yeah,
We're there.
we'll go.
Oh, we're there.
Yeah.
So I know Dany came in to save the day, but once again she just hops off the dragon and the
And
dragon
he's
flies
flying away.
away.
So that's what I said. I was like, why? But then, like, we did kind of talk about that, and we think like maybe he's just flying out. He's gonna circle around. That's
burn
the
the
hope.
ships?
And yeah.
You don't want to burn the ships. Here's my prediction: the Greyjoys are going to show up in time to overtake that army, and then they're going to have 2
Need
fleets.
more ships,
I'm hoping they come in from behind.
which would
surprise
work
them.
because she needs all those
And,
ships.
and there's
for the
not enough
Dothraki.
time to build them.
Yes. Yes.
That's my prediction.
Take those, and they could take all the Dothraki to Westeros.
On the wooden horses.
Well, first of all, I really like that they brought back going back to Grey Worm and Missandei. That's that how you say it? Missandei?
Relationship.
Yeah, because we haven't seen that in like the entire season.
Mhm.
They kind of hinted at season 4 and then season 5 a little bit. It was like when he got injured and Sir Barristan was killed or something. But they hinted that there's kind of a little romance there, and then we haven't seen it for a long time. So it was nice to see that back. It was a fun scene.
Agreed.
Stop looking at me like that.
I'm just trying to figure out one, what romance you saw.
It was
There-
pretty clear.
there was-
2,
like,
we've
it's
had
pretty
2
clear.
scenes like this in earlier episodes with
No,
Tyrion
it wasn't like
and
this,
Grey Worm
though.
and
It was-
Melisandre.
No.
It was more like
Tyrion
just
and-
between Missandei and Grey Worm.
Ever since she was teaching him how to speak the native, like the what's it called, the something tongue, like it's the universal tongue or something, the common tongue. Ever since she was teaching him in like the 2nd season, the common tongue and everything, and they were like together, he started getting like a connection with her, and I just love that. And
Yeah.
ever since, like they've just been really
There's
close,
yeah.
and there's been that like those awkward moments where they like look at each other and so I like what they have going on, and then with them being just all loosened up by drinking and finally doing some jokes, and then everyone when Grey Worm was doing his joke and it gets interrupted by the bang, I was like, no, finish.
But as far as I joke all the time when you start cheering about Dany in her speeches. I always kind of kid him like, yeah, whatever. But that was exactly that for me. Yeah, whatever. Because this is like a running theme for this whole season. There's a lot of payoff, but there's no build up for it. Like last episode where she rode on the dragon for the first time?
2 episodes ago.
2 episodes ago. It was just like for no reason she sees a dust cloud and then all of a sudden she's on a dragon giving a speech for no reason. And it's like the troops are already behind you, but okay, I give your speech. But it's just a lot of these big moments for her when before, up until like I guess through last season, there was some development that led to those big moments. But now it's just big moment, big moment, big moment. And it's just like whatever. Especially when you see the dragon just fly.
I'll give you the last one, where she rides the dragon in. I think there was quite a bit of build up into the Dothraki.
Yes, definitely.
So
Definitely
that was there.
That one worked.
Yeah.
But a lot of them lately have just been. It's just a big speech for no reason, and she walks in and doesn't say anything, and everyone cheers, and then later on, I'm thinking about it, it's like,
I don't know, I just think my favorite thing about that was when she does walk in, like, you are kind of expecting that, but then she just got this look of like, what the hell, guys? I was gone for 5 minutes?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, when I say this, I'm cheering along with everyone else. I'm enjoying this, but it's starting to grow on me. This episode was awesome. I've been sensing a lot of.
No?
You're shaking your head.
No?
Nope.
I don't know.
Watch particular?
Oh no, we'll get there.
We'll get
Watch
there?
the
Okay.
episode. All right.
I've
Watch
already
it
watched
again.
it twice,
Twice.
and it's episode 9 of a 10-episode season, and so far
This is episode 8.
episode 8 of a 10-episode season,
Not
and
just
so
me.
far I am so disappointed in this season.
Oh, I thought you were disagreeing with me. Because that's kind of how I feel.
You said this episode was awesome. I'm
No,
disagreeing
no.
with that.
I'm saying it has awesome moments. There are awesome moments. But altogether, it's just kind of...
Yeah.
I'm disagreeing with the riding on the dragon. The speech being unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. I'm sorry, but there was no reason for it.
Are you sure you guys aren't forgetting the tempo and the way the past 6 seasons have been? Like, do you not realize that this
things are
season in
definitely progressing
comparison
much
is
quicker.
faster
Yeah.
and more magic and more actual traction is happening in this season, and that's what I love so much. That's what disappoints me so much about those rumors of the next season being short and everything. Is I'm like, hey, I'm liking the progression here, but now it's like trying to make a movie out of a big, nice book, and they're going to try to shrink that. We're going to miss so much. It's going to be all kinds of... Because they do that where they start a storyline and they either go to instant gratification, no build-up, or they forget about it. But they go, that was kind of just a little teaser.
Yeah, that was...
And so that's what I'm worried about is going to that kind of stuff. But I've loved this season so much because of maybe just because we're outside of the book content or they're just trying harder with the writing. But I've liked it a lot.
I mean, like I said, I like it, but it's Game of Thrones. I'm always going to be happy with it, but it's just, as far as the other seasons go, I mean, I am taking into account the pacing of those ones, but it's just like, as compared to those ones, it's not quite there.
And as usual, I'm the least critical, I think, critic of these shows in comparison to the four, like all this. I like almost everything.
This is still one of the shows I still get excited to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still like, yes, it's Sunday night!
Mhm.
It's gonna end in 2 weeks, so it sucks, but
There's still other
I
shows.
agree. I do like the progression it has been. I will agree that there has been a lot of instant gratification on some ends, but I think we need that now. Knowing that the next season is
I am
going
an
to be the
instant
end.
gratification person.
Said in the last one, I feel like if this next season is the last one and they're going to have the shorter season,
It's gonna be rushed.
it's going to feel so rushed.
Unless, like, this season finale gets them to Westeros. Like,
Or at least on the boat sailing.
you spend 6 years waiting for somebody to get to Westeros, and if it doesn't happen this season, we're not going to like how it happens next season.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it could be just like one insane shit show of a season
Could.
where so much is happening and it's going to be so much fun and
They get all those ships, they head over, and they all drown. All that anticipation.
They hit a rock.
There's your build up.
I kind of feel like the time jumps are why I'm not liking this season as much.
Time jump?
I've
fine with
this weekend on the bus ride, I was just rewatching a bunch of different shows that I've watched and watching snippets of it, and Game of Thrones is one of them. And I don't feel like they would do one episode and then the next episode would be months later or weeks later even. Like, it was a continuation of the one we just watched. And I understand that you want that sometimes, and especially in a longer season, like a 23 episode season and that sort of thing. But in such a short season, we've all said we have no idea what the time frame is right now. Like, it's so confusing. There's nothing,
Yeah.
in my eyes, and again, I don't pay attention to a lot of things, or I'm not a very observant person, so I miss out on those, but I have no idea how long this season has lasted in their time. Like, none whatsoever.
Why does timeline matter? You read a book and books never go on timelines.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
how does
It's
the book
ju-
not
no,
go on
but
time?
like-
I'm saying
but like-
Harry Potter doesn't. You don't read one chapter and then the next chapter, it's a 6-month time jump. Is what I'm saying. Like, it's a continuation of the story. I feel like, me personally, that might be what is dragging me out of this season. Is that I'm like, well, I understand it's
Right,
10 episodes
'cause-
and it's rushed, but what just happened? Like, why?
No, I agree, because I try to think back, like, for me, it's how long ago was Sansa in King's Landing being held hostage? What is the time period in between them? How much time has passed since then? I think that's kind of what you're
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
kind of what you're getting at.
It just
and
doesn't seem-
I
it
would
doesn't seem
agree.
like
I
it's
would agree.
flowing
It
very
doesn't
well.
seem like it
The
is
story
flowing
is not
well,
flowing well.
and it's hard to kind of place exactly how much time has passed in the show.
Are you talking about like when they, say like when Sansa and Brienne and Pod left Theon to like in the period between where they all of a sudden they're at Castle Black? Are you talking about those kind of time skips or?
Just in general. Like, I don't think the story is flowing very well because they're jumping around in the time too much. And again, it's just my opinion. Like, it's not. I mean, we get Khaleesi and the Dothraki traveling, and we don't know how long that travel is, but we just have to take it at face value. But then we turn around, and Sansa's at Castle Black in one day, in one episode. And then in another scene, they already traveled to a completely different town. So because the stories are there, I am so confused with the story, with the flow of it. It's not flowing well for me.
I have
And then
like
the
a-
shit show that is the Arya storyline that we will get to.
Oh, you didn't like
I have like a week and a half, like 2 week rule, like in my mind when they do a time skip like that. That it's like I'm thinking, okay, it's can't have been no more than like 2 weeks or something. So that's kind of I don't know. But I really
'Cause,
enjoy
I mean,
it.
it's travel time. They're not showing anymore.
I really
So,
enjoy
and
it.
I would
though.
imagine that
Yeah, I don't
it's
wanna watch
taking
them
at least
travel.
4 or 5 days, unless there's pertinent stories happening.
Yeah.
I guess the Hound,
Mhm.
kind of saw him for a bit, which was fun.
Yeah.
Like him creeping up in the background as like a blurry silhouette, and you're just like, oh, don't turn around.
I
He
saw
was
that.
just strolling.
I know.
striding
He's like,
on in.
I saw
coming on
him.
up.
I saw him coming in with the axe. I'm like, that guy's losing his head.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoosh.
Oh, and that was fun.
That kind of drove me nuts. I was like, dude, it's like you're like watching from like you can see from his perspective, like everyone else is seeing him, and they're like all, and it's like, dude, turn around, turn,
Or
turn.
say something.
What are you
not
guys,
just,
what are you guys gawking at? I should probably
Yeah.
turn around, but I'm really interested in your faces.
And when he finally does, it's like, run, come on,
Duck.
That's a dude with an axe.
We did get our axe
I-
murder spree, though.
Yeah, no, and that was fun.
I was disappointed though that the guys the actual guys he was looking for, like the guy in yellow, wasn't there. So like he had murdered those guys and was asking that guy where to find them and everything. I was like, yeah, they're not gonna tell you, so kill him.
That's your final words.
I was
Fuck
glad.
you.
Right?
That's your.
Cunt.
I was glad that they gave him the
Really bad that
satisfaction
he's
of
dying.
killing those other guys.
Mhm.
though.
Yeah.
But I get kind of malicious when it comes to shows like these because I'm just like, yeah, let the Hound just keep him hanging there, but let him just hack it
Right?
like a pinata.
I like that they're giving him better, like, more dialogue.
Mhm.
Because he's a smart guy,
Mhm.
especially in this time, to be what he is, and what he's seen as. Also, they're just giving him a lot more dialogue, and it was fun to hear him. And he's just like, oh, we all die except this guy. He's-
beat you once before.
Do it again. No, I kind of liked how they were like bartering. Like he was bartering with him for
Yeah.
how many he
yeah.
could kill. Like, we'll give you 2 out of the 3. Well, can I just kill this one with the axe? Like,
And you
no,
could-
you,
you
get
could
the 2.
You could tell that they respected him in some way
Mhm.
because of the last time they'd met and everything. They think the Lord of the Light needs him for some reason because
Mhm.
they let him live and
Mhm.
they think that he was like chosen or something, that he defeated him and everything. And so I like that there was that just relationship there. That they were like, hey, we're not going to kill him. We actually will give him because he
I
has
have no beef
lost
with you. Yeah. I don't know. I like that. And then, do you think he'll join the Brotherhood?
That's what I was
I hope
going
he
for.
does, but I don't.
I think that's got to be what this storyline's all about. We were talking before about how it just seemed out of place, but now we know they had to come in and kill his friend so that he could get back to his ways and meet up with whose name I was just trying to find because we don't know his name, huh?
No.
The guy, the Lord of the Lights.
Yeah.
Guy, yeah, that he
Dondarrion?
saves.
Dondarrion, yeah.
Dondarrion, there you go.
Yeah.
So at least now I have a reason for that storyline because I was just like, all right, tell me why the Hound knew the bee here, but I think he's got to join the Brotherhood now. Or he's got to fight with them or something coming up because if not, there's no reason for that storyline.
Agreed.
Yeah. It doesn't make me even less upset about Ian McShane, but it's great. It's good stuff. It was nice to see a guy get his junk split open. That's always fun.
Oh yeah,
it fell.
The guts came out.
It's always painful to watch, but it's
I don't.
always so satisfying.
Satisfying when they deserve it.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think he's gonna join them, like not like, join them as like join the religion, but he's gonna at least fight alongside them.
Yeah. Join them as a brotherhood, not
Yeah.
as like a red priest or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the fun stuff. Jamie and Brienne and River.
I love
And Braun.
I love.
Oh my
Do you think they're
gosh,
fucking?
Braun. Braun and Pod. That was the funniest damn thing.
There's your preview. Like, if they kill Pod, it's just Braun.
Yeah,
I was
I know.
so happy. I was so happy when I saw it. I was like, oh, he's fine. He's fine.
No, I did that too. I was like, just that. The minute the arm came around, I was like, oh, it's Braun. We're good. Okay,
Same.
all right, yes.
I heard a lot of people online thinking that was Gendry. Gendry? Gendry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I saw a lot of people that are like, oh, it's Gendry. Gendry's back. It's like,
Why would Gendry be in the
it's
Lannister army? They're
Yeah.
already dead.
I was like, nah.
Well, no, do they? They don't know.
They thought he was dead, so why would if he came back, somebody would... If somebody recognized
No,
him,
the
they'd kill him.
Lannisters don't know about Gendry, do they?
No.
I thought
Yeah,
it-
they sent him out to kill all of Baratheon's bastards. And Gendry ran away with the...
But I don't think they
But
knew about
Jaime wasn't
Gendry
there.
because the Red Woman sent Gendry away.
Yeah.
But the Lannisters know about the bastards, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows that he's the bastard, it just wouldn't be a smart play for him to be in the Lannister army.
Well, I just
Right,
thought it was
he would
funny
have
that
to
people
cover
thought
his
that.
butt.
So I just loved, like, every time Jamie and Brienne get together, I'm like, Brienne is Jamie's redeeming factor to me because you see them together, he has honor, he's very, like, honest and just, like, I don't know, respectful.
It's a human
And when
being.
he completely, almost like he forgets about Cersei and all the crap going on there, and he's just an honorable knight when they're together because, like, he's given her that sword that if any Lannister knew about that would freak out probably. And he let her go to go be back with Sansa, who Cersei wants. So he's betraying Cersei in a sense by doing that. So there's some kind of relationship there. I don't think there'll ever be a love thing.
No.
Jamie will die loving Cersei, and
I know, but there is a chemistry there. When she
Oh,
starts
agreed.
to take off the sword, I was like, Jamie, please make a sex joke. Please make a sex joke.
We all know.
Because the way that they, I don't know if
No,
it was the way
well,
they
the way
shot
just-
or the way she
I agree
did it.
with
I was
you.
just
I
like,
agree with you. I was like, what's going on?
don't do that. Don't do that.
we all know next time the wildling guy
Torrhen.
meets her, they're gonna.
I don't know. Like, just touch on that what you were saying, Mark. I totally agree that Jamie is such a good guy when he's with Brienne, but you see it both
Go right
sides
away.
in this episode. She's gone. He's a dick. He's a complete asshole.
I would have agreed with you yesterday, but thinking about it today, I'm kind of actually. I don't think it was actually more like so
More of an
being
act.
so devoted to Cersei as being just devoted to any of his family.
He was talking about like children and everything. He was like, I want to protect my Like, he's not like outright admitting that he has kids and everything.
Yeah.
But what he was describing about his sister and like
The
trying
love
to
for her
compare
children.
love for the children and everything with that guy, I feel like he was just saying, I'll do whatever it takes to get back to there because I have to protect them and
Yeah.
everything. So I don't think that was like his true self. He was using that. That's like interrogation 101. He was being bad cop and just being like, I will go get your child and catapult him into the city.
Such a vivid image.
Yeah.
But that's why when I was like, when I was thinking about that today, I was like, it's kind of the thing he would do for any of his family, because he's like, he always like, I love Cersei and I'll do this and this and this and this, but it's like, he would do the same thing for Tyrion. He killed the Mad King and the Mad King's advisor, because he wanted him to kill his father.
Yeah.
So it's not anything that it's not out of character for him to be like, I will do whatever it takes.
That was really, I think, the saddest part about him letting Tyrion out of jail and then him going and killing his father. That wasn't part of the plan. Jamie's upset because he's like, I was just saving my brother's life, and now my father's dead, and he's probably torn, and he's really mad at Tyrion. So I'm betting the next time he sees him, he's going to try to kill him if they see each other.
I keep forgetting that Tyrion is hunted by... Because Cersei wants everyone dead. But then I remember that, he killed their father, so when I, again, rewatching the episodes and such, and remembering that, I was like, man, I kind of want... How's that going to go? And then Tyrion's talking about when Dany is queen, that he wants to have a winery of his own, a vineyard.
Oh, man.
And I was just like, oh.
That's sweet.
Tyrion.
It's like the first time we've heard someone say what they want after everything else happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Okay. Once again, what is the point of the Blackfish storyline now?
Yeah, that made me mad.
Just to get Brienne and Jaime back together? They kill him? The army's not going to Sansa.
Yeah, that was kind of a waste.
What is the point?
You didn't even see him die.
Jaime did get his way, though. Like, I liked that Jaime used manipulation and, like, tactical skill instead of just strength. Because he had the army. He probably could have done something. But I liked that he played on the whole... Go walk in there and take your castle, and now we're done.
I just don't understand what the point of this storyline is now. Again, that's that flow I'm talking about. Was it just to get Jaime and Brienne back together? Because what does River Run play in this
I really think
storyline?
It was just to get Jaime, like us to see Jaime in this, like, you saw how he was disappointed and almost like taken back when he's like, bring me the Blackfish, and they were like, no, he died battling. He was like, no, I actually wanted to talk to him and be like, hey, now I took this.
Right, no, I agree with all that. I just
know.
I don't see the point of this storyline
Go help
anymore.
your niece.
It's kind of
I think it's done.
It's kind of along the lines of like what I was saying with the Dany part, was that we actually did get a little bit of build up with the Blackfish, but then we didn't even get to see him die. That really made me disappointed.
So are they gonna let Jaime come back to Westeros though? Because they almost like half banished him because of his attack on the Faith Militant. Like that was almost like a punishment, like sending him away to do this. Well, he probably did it way faster than they thought he was going to do. Are they going to be like, hey, you finish your mission, now you're forgiven and can come back? Is the Faith Militant going to want to
go back to Castle Rock?
Or are they going to make him go back to Castle Rock?
Use your name.
In my opinion, the only reason they did this was to get him out while the trial is happening.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah, the trial is definitely going to happen before Jaime gets back. Or he's going to come ruling it as.
Yeah.
I would like to see him kind of go into the north and hang out there, because we've never really, except when he was kidnapped, we never really seen him.
And when you push Bran out of it.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Tower.
Did you notice in this episode he said verbatim the same line he said when he pushed Bran out of the tower?
Really?
When he was interrogating or like talking with that guy and everything, he said the things we do for love.
Oh my gosh.
And that's exactly what he said when he looked at the kid and he just had Bran by the shirt. He goes, the things we do for love, and pushed him right out the window. And so he said that, and I was just like, ooh. That's Dick Jaime right there.
Interesting question. Just real quick. Do you think do you think the Jaime that we have now would have done that? What Jaime did in the first episode?
I think...
Throwing Bran out the window?
Yeah.
No.
For Cersei?
It's a hard question.
Yeah, because I think he completely changed after he lost his hand. After that whole trial and that travel and everything with Bran and all that, I think that kind of shifted him. I think he was 100% like the same quality of person as Cersei before. They were just royalty. They were just having a good old time, riding the wave, do whatever. Like there wasn't a second thought for him pushing him out and wanting him to die.
Rich kids just getting away with everything.
I disagree.
And then, no?
I think they've shown that his true colors all along. Like, he's a great guy, but his weakness is his sister, is his life, his love. Because any time, even in the earlier episodes, when they would call him the Kingslayer, like he hates it.
Well, he chose. I agree. He chose to do the right thing instead of do like his honorable like devotion to the king. He chose the right thing and killing this king that wanted to murder everyone, women and children and everything. So
I think that they've shown it all along that he is that's his issue. Like, she has him completely controlled,
That's
or
why
what
I
it is.
love them separated.
Even now, I think that if they were to be caught in that same situation after he's gone through his situation with Brienne and everything, that he would do the same thing. Just because
Well,
he basically raped her when he came back.
But at this
And-
point, rumors spread, but I'm sure people already know at this point. And Cersei's not the queen anymore. Cersei doesn't have that. There's nothing to really protect on Cersei anymore. I do agree that I think he still would try to protect her.
Because
But things have changed a little bit
If it
in
comes
that
out-
sense too.
if it comes out, Tommen's not king.
That's true.
That's what I'm waiting to happen too. Is okay if this faith, like this whole pillars are two of one structure, if one falls and everything. Okay, High Sparrow guy, why don't you investigate into the fact that this is
the
an
perversions.
illegitimate
Exactly,
child
yeah.
and this is not the true king?
They would have had to, because that was part of why Cersei was
Yeah.
taken for her sins.
Yeah, they have to
They have to
question
know
that and
that.
everything. But I'm concerned they're really not
Still
going to
just-
dig into that by the time Daenerys or the Northerners come to Westeros, and maybe that kind of goes down.
For the record, I agree with Mark, but I also don't see any. But I also think he kind of would have, just because I can't see any other way out of it. And they do have this whole "we don't care what anybody thinks anymore." They're not sneaking around or anything like that. But at the same time, I still don't see any way out of that situation. But
If it was the same exact situation, if he's climbing the tower and he can easily be pushed and someone could say he fell because he was always being warned not to climb the tower, Jaime definitely does the same thing. They walk in a room and Jaime has to slit his throat.
no, I wouldn't
No.
look at that. No, yeah. Okay. Didn't mean to go on a tangent, but it was just
That's okay.
a question.
It's all
about
fine.
that.
We're doing good. No one.
Nope, go for it. Nope.
A
go.
girl. A girl is finally no
Shannon's
one.
gonna be last because she sounds angry.
Only one good thing
I don't know
happened that
why.
I've been wanting to see. You don't know why?
You're last. Because I want to say what I like.
No,
before you destroy it.
okay. I love Arya. I love her. I've loved her since the beginning, even through this weird many-faced god, the House of Black and White deal. I've loved Arya. And last week, just like I was pissed because I thought she was being stupid.
I don't know if they actually kind of, if that was their intent.
Really did, yeah.
No.
Because because they hit all those points, most of those points in that theory, but then at the same time, it's like, was it just executed
Poorly.
as terribly as possible, or
We hear him be sliced.
Did you see Guts
was
fall?
I think the theory
That's
was
the
though.
difference in
just saying.
insinuation.
3 guys came around him.
I think he's dead.
Oh my gosh!
Phrasing.
It was so much that he
Ah.
wasn't killed, but that he was an
Figure.
assassin, but
Oh,
he
he could've
came
been.
back to life,
Okay.
maybe. So
So
that's
finish that though really quick. So it was implied that was Sirio Frilly. And so like Jadon and I were talking about it right before the show. We're like, do you think it is? I'm like, I don't know, I guess we'll find out. And then it happens. And she's standing right there, and you see the guy kind of come around, and we were like, oh! And then he immediately walks into the light, like, so quick. Like, it was shot down.
was it like some blonde guy or
Yeah,
something?
some old, blonde, white-haired guy, just like...
I really like
I
that
think that's-
theory,
it's
but
still
again,
not.
like kind of how I liked the theory of the waif being her imagination. I didn't think
I
that was
hated
I never
theory.
bought
Yeah,
that.
no, I don't
But
like
I
that.
just I liked so much how they played it because you had her being weak and us being like, why are you being so stupid and everything, and how they ended it. Yes, maybe the
To
in
draw her
between,
out.
the middle parts were not polished well enough.
Yeah.
But I liked just from beginning to end the wrap up, and her being let go from the many face gods and everything because they got their kill, they got their face and everything. So I'm just like, hey, yeah, he's okay with that, and maybe he still likes her because he like seemed okay with everything. Maybe he'll be supporting her later still.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
before
yeah,
before you go, I also enjoyed it. I thought the execution of it was bad because she's bleeding from her stitches have been popped, okay, and she's doing all these jumps where she would break her ankle or something doing some of those things.
She was rolling and stuff. Did you play Zelda?
She-
As long as
yeah.
you roll.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. What? Or-
No, that was Link.
yeah,
Zelda's a girl.
I was talking about the
Talking about
game.
the game.
In general.
Zelda's a girl?
Oh.
I thought Zelda was the guy.
You stop talking.
She's being,
Your lack of nerdiness.
she's being
disturbs me.
she's
Why is it called Zelda then? You when you're the
'Cause
only guy
Zelda's
you
a
can be
racist,
is the
you have to
guy.
say it.
no, she is being facetious right now. That is the word I was trying to find.
That whole it was hard for me to believe though, because the whole time I was like, isn't she bleeding out? And she's like running pretty well.
And yeah, after that first jump, I was like, she's gonna start bleeding out.
I think she was sewn up and everything well enough that just the jump and everything opened up,
yeah.
but she was still held together by the stitches. But in between, we're just bleeding out. But it wasn't like bad
Until
enough
that
to do that.
final
So
one.
I feel like, and then adrenaline. Like you have to think like
Yeah.
adrenaline. She
No,
completely
she
was
is,
numb
yeah.
probably through that whole entire thing.
Okay, you give me hope. And then
And we have like Lady Crane, who was like, yeah, I'm kind of a pro at that. Stitching.
I like
yeah, she didn't say that.
No, I do want to talk about Lady Crane, but finish what you want to say.
That was upsetting that Lady Crane died.
Agreed.
Because it was another Ian McShane kind of moment. I was like, really?
You liked her. And,
Yeah,
I-
I
yeah.
liked her so much. I thought she could have done more later on. And then there was something else.
Green.
I know. Yeah, there's anger. I was disappointed with Lady Crane dying.
Who called it? Who said she was going to Lady Crane? I said originally that we hadn't seen the last of her.
Oh yeah,
her first scene.
no.
But
Agreed.
somebody last week said that Arya was going
I was
there.
pretty sure that she was gonna go there.
Yeah.
And I was also pretty
And
sure
leave
that she
with-
was still gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I knew she would die. I was just kind of disappointed that it happened this
Like
early,
that?
I guess. Yeah, and in such a bad way.
It was like
I
an
couldn't
exorcism
tell-
of Emily Rose.
I couldn't tell.
That's what I was thinking.
I couldn't tell if like the girl like just chopped her up and then she fell, or just the way she like kicked the stool from under her and made her back and everything
Yeah,
just go.
I think that she just like Granted just like jump kicked at the stool, which flipped it under, and she just
Yeah, it was just so.
Came down.
oh.
Well,
That's a vivid imagination.
I couldn't exactly see it because there was the glare, the direct glare.
always
Because I
That's
choose
why I bring my
choose
own
to sit
chair.
there. I choose to sit there.
well, then you can't
But
bitch.
because like normally it's fine, but then I just saw like legs where they weren't supposed to be, and just like
yeah,
just
it was
kinda
very contorted.
Yeah.
I know she's dead, but I don't know
But how? All right, Shannon.
Unleash the Kraken.
First off, Arya was pretending to be hurt, or was hurt but did it on purpose to draw out the wave so that she could go and get her where she wound up in the dark, because Arya has had to fight
She's
in
trained in
darkness,
the dark.
and the wave hasn't. Once I read that, I was like, I'm gonna have to eat my words if this happens. And I thought about it more and more, and I was like, I'd be okay with that. The other theory we were talking about was a Fight Club sort of thing, where the waif was in Arya's head all along. That one I never liked. This theory I was on board with, until they showed the recap, and the last thing you see is the waif with her knife, and she twists it, and it's just so gory, and I can't suspend my belief past that. There is no way that Arya got stabbed multiple times, twisted of the knife, all this other stuff, and then is able to fight and run the way she did after, again, we don't know how much time, but if she were asleep for days, the waif could have killed her in her sleep.
I won't see her twisting it.
We'll rewatch the beginning again. You see her twist it, or at least hear it. But still, it's a very, very big injury, and if you've ever injured your stomach at all, it's so painful. Adrenaline and all that stuff is one thing, and the fact that she's a badass is one thing, but it's your stomach muscles, your abdominal muscles are used for everything you do. It is so painful. But going more with that, just quickly on this part of the story that I hated. If Arya is trying to draw out the waif, why is she willing to get Lady Crane killed? She knows the waif is going to come. She knows there's a possibility that she's going to get killed. So in her drawing out the waif, she's willing to kill this woman that she saved already, that put her in this position.
Or she knew she had to die so that she could get out.
See, that was the whole.
Yeah,
thing.
because she probably knew. the
Because
wife
the-
would know to come look or find her or keep an eye on Lady Crane in order to find Arya. She probably
That's what I'm
knew.
saying though.
Yeah.
So Arya was willing to sacrifice her. I don't believe that after not the way that the story has portrayed it to me.
Yeah.
Again, this is to me.
I think she's willing to sacrifice her. I don't think she's willing to kill her. It's two. I think it's two different things with
It is.
Arya. She will let someone die.
Because I
But
think
she won't kill them.
she probably knew she was gonna die either way.
Okay.
If she left, Lady Crane was gonna die. The waif
Because-
would come after because that's who
Well, no,
was
but she's
supposed
trying to
die
draw the waif
originally.
out. She has to. She knows she has to kill the waif anyway. Is what I'm saying. So in your theory, she
Yeah.
just leaves and the waif kills her because the many-faced god needs to have his face. Okay. Here's the other thing I don't like. Or here's what I did like. I finally got somewhat what I wanted. The girl is no one. No, the girl is Arya Stark, motherfucker. That's what I got out of that. That is the only thing I liked about this. But here's why I don't like it. 12 episodes minimum we have spent on this storyline. Probably more like 17 episodes we have spent on this storyline. For what? She's a little bit of a better fighter. Cool. She doesn't know how to use the magic because she left the many-faced god. She might have a friend in... How do you say his name? The guy, the redhead.
Oh, Dario?
No. What? No. Jahar, Jackin...
Jackin! Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Oh!
Jackin?
Why was I thinking Dario?
Jackin?
Jackin.
Jackin.
Yeah, there you
Jackin.
go. So maybe she has a friend in him if she needs him down the road. But why did we just spend almost 2 seasons on this storyline for nothing?
I think the way I don't know, the development of Arya now after seeing her not just go ahead and kill Lady Crane. I think before if she hadn't gone with Jaqen and had to go through all that go as no one crap, I think she would have gotten herself killed. The way that she was trying to do things before.
She was on an all out like I'm gonna kill
Revenge path.
everyone, revenge path and everything. I think this slowed her down and kind of brought her back to reality. Of okay, if you don't want to kill him, you have to do it this way. You can't just go up to him and say I'm gonna fight you with a sword. And I think this did develop her, just not like we wanted her to be like skilled and come back with a whole slew of awesome assassins
Yeah.
and stuff. But the thing you said though at the beginning is something that always bothers me when I'm watching sci-fi with people that don't usually watch sci-fi. So I watch primarily sci-fi, like between animation, real like books I read, games I play, everything is in the realm of sci-fi to where, you know what, a flesh wound is not that big of a deal. And when I say this about every time I argue with somebody about these kind of things, you're in a world of dragons, people getting resurrected, people getting burned and then coming back,
Right.
people like all kinds of stuff happening. You have a zombie mountain walking around and everything. Maybe this isn't the world we know. Maybe the humans in this world heal a little bit differently. Maybe they age a little bit differently. Maybe you don't understand
Quit it.
the place that you're watching enough to really justify being bothered by time lapse things or injury things.
Well, the injury thing, I was just touching on the fact that y'all were critiquing it. So I was saying that was my only critique with it. The rest of it, you just have to suspend your belief. It's a sci-fi show. You do. My issue with this storyline is it was a waste of time. We've all these theories are getting thrown out, and we've all been excited and bored at different times, like, oh, this is going to be a great storyline, and then, for what? Just like I was upset last week with how they were just letting her get stabbed in the gut. Maybe it was her plan, maybe it wasn't. They didn't establish that to us. If we wouldn't have read that theory, we wouldn't have been like, oh, she's planned this whole time. We'd be like, oh, well, she lured her back there, but she didn't plan on getting stabbed to lure her back there. Because she obviously planned on luring her there because she left Needle. And she was staying there, and she knew. But that's the issue with this for me. It's just that it makes no sense.
I think that would have been enough for me.
I
That
don't
theory.
feel like if we hadn't read the theory that we wouldn't have known that.
Okay, but the storyline of itself, ending like that, I feel like it was pointless.
I will agree with you though. When I was watching it and she showed up at Lady Crane's place, I was like, because it was really weird.
I thought
But I do agree with that.
when Arya woke up and Lady Crane came over to her and then went back into the kitchen, I thought they had already gotten Lady Crane and the wife was gonna pull off Lady Crane's face.
So did I.
Oh.
So did I.
That's what I thought was gonna
See,
happen.
we're all better writers than the Game of Thrones.
But in the time lapse thing, it's not necessarily a time lapse. I just don't feel like this season is flowing at all. Every other season that I remember watching, even if you're like, what the hell is going on in this storyline? Why is so and so here? Somewhere in the season, they all get tied together, and you find out why. And why was this storyline there? What is tying into this storyline?
I think we'll see it later. I've always been fine with this storyline, so I will leave it.
It could
that
be very,
way.
very well that they're just ending it to get it to where they need to be to end the show.
Maybe. Here's an idea. The book put us in that scenario.
That's what I was just thinking
Yeah.
also.
And now the writers were like, we didn't really like where that was going, so
Yeah.
this was their exit plan
Yeah.
for what the book could kind of force them to be in.
That's when it comes to the Arya storyline and how my comment on the flow and time of the season all around, that's the only thing, is I don't feel like all the storylines are going to come together the way they have in the past.
Well, I like this
Okay.
storyline. Like I said, I like this storyline, so.
I didn't hate
Each
the
their
episode.
own.
No. I was excited just knowing that it was called No One and knowing that the story was gonna end. And I think we all kind of knew that it was gonna end
Yeah.
with I'm Arya Stark
Called it.
and peace out. You know, so I'm excited to see her get back to
It'll be nice to see
to
her
the real
get
world
to the Starks.
now. Yeah.
How about the episode title for next week? Y'all watched the preview. I didn't get to watch it, so tell me.
Yeah.
Is it going to be exciting? It's called The War of the Bastard.
The Battle of the
Bastards.
Don't pay attention to previews.
Does that not make you excited? The Battle of the Bastards. That's
See,
Jon Snow
and
and
No,
Ramsay.
no,
And here's
because
the
that
thing.
preview could be 2 minutes at the end of
Exactly.
next episode.
Exactly.
I'm
They
not
never
talking
give
about the
them.
preview. I'm
That's-
talking about the name of the show.
No. The name of the episode.
That's what I mean.
But
is
really,
episode 1 was called The Red,
Red
Woman,
Woman,
and you
she was in
got
it for
30
this much.
seconds of.
no, I know. That's like I'm still. I knew.
Which was her, by the way.
What?
It was her.
Who
Carice Van Houten, who did the old woman.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was her. That was
Oh,
her.
wow. Good for her.
Who? What?
Ugh.
Carice Van Houten,
Who's
the
that?
Red Woman.
No, I know.
Elsa
The
Sandra.
actress who plays the Red
Yeah.
Woman?
Yes.
Okay.
That was actually her.
Thank you.
But
In Old Ladies.
I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think because of what they said before the season started, if we're doing predictions, I think it's gonna be
Who said?
completely because they were talking. I think the director said that
No,
they had
that's
like one of the
spoilers.
biggest.
Shush.
No, it's not a spoiler. They just said they're gonna have one of the biggest battle. We're gonna have the biggest battle we've ever seen in this season.
That's a spoiler.
No, it's not. Get over it.
How's that not
That's
a spoiler?
not a spoiler. If I said Ned Stark dies and he hadn't died yet,
Ned
that's a
Stark
spoiler.
dies?
So that's not a spoiler.
We've already
So
made that
get
joke,
over
Shannon.
it.
Who put a quarter in Shannon?
So get over it.
No,
So I think it's either gonna
see.
be it's gonna be
I think
Battle of the Bastards and then Danny and Theon and Yara versus the Masters, Slave Masters. I think that's what all the
I think
whole episode's gonna be.
what I think is gonna happen, and just kind of based on how they've done things before, especially with like the trailers. And yes, it's called the Battle of the Bastards, and basically that whole trailer was focused on Jon and Ramsay. Yeah,
It's a
and yeah, it wasn't like super exciting, but anyway, I think it'll be like the start of the episode's going to be like lead up to the battle, and then a touch on other things, and then a good chunk of the like end of the episode. Like I think we'll probably 15-20 minutes of just the battle, and it'll end after the battle ends. And that's how they've kind of played a lot of these things out before. Because I think what was it? What was the battle at Castle Black? Between the Wildings and the Crows when Stannis' army comes in.
Oh, yeah.
That was an episode.
Yeah.
That was a battle. But it was like the last 15 minutes of the episode. And it was a good battle. It was a fun battle. I liked it. I think that's what's going to happen here. Like, I'm excited for it, but I don't think it's going to be the whole episode. Like they're kind of making us believe. And if it is great, I'm excited.
I was just excited the fact that it's the Battle of the Bastards. Not necessarily saying that the episode's going to be about a fight. I was just excited thinking that means it's going to be focusing on those storylines.
Right. No, I agree. Because, we haven't really seen those in the last 2 episodes.
I don't think Ramsay dies.
Oh, he's too soon for him to die.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Mark?
Are we doing predictions? Is that what this is? Yeah.
No, let's go back and talk
I
about
guess not really.
something.
I just think we're not going to get what we want out of this episode, this next upcoming episode. I really don't ever pay much attention to the preview because it's always deceiving. Just like last time, half the people were like, Is he telling Brienne off that he'll do anything to get back to his sister and everything? But it
And Pod's
wasn't,
gonna die.
That was that one.
And so I don't pay enough attention to those. I think we're gonna get a little battle and everything, but Jon Snow is beaten. He still hasn't come back. You see in the preview him say, "Don't bring me back if I die again," to that kind of stuff. And I just don't think we're gonna get what we're expecting in there. And I'm to the point. It's always about this point in Game of Thrones that I'm concerned that I'm not gonna get what I want out of the end of this season, and we're gonna go another year of me just going.
But I will say, episode 9 out of the 10 usually always seems to be when the shit goes down.
3.
That was
9 seems to be more intense than 10
9 and
sometimes.
10 because season 1 was 9 was when Ned died.
Yeah. Well, this
Season
is when
3,
you said we should record
Episode
our
9
reaction.
was the Red Wedding. And this, I
We're
agree.
gonna put the camera on.
I kinda want to.
Episode 10.
I think we should do it this next one.
Okay.
I think Jon Snow will come back in full form by the end of the
I
episode.
hope so.
I think it's gonna go one of either ways. It's not gonna be fulfilling, or they're really gonna surprise us.
All I'll say is that his look at the end of the thing. I can't even remember what he said. Did he say anything? But it's the look that he had wasn't quite the emo Jon Snow that we have right now.
He was saying, let's just let this be a battle between you and me instead of all these armies and everything. But then you see all
I need
the
to watch
arrows
this
and everything
preview.
flying, and you're like, well, obviously something didn't work.
Yeah.
And we all know how good with the sword he is.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, we're gonna call it. Thanks again for watching, guys. Like, subscribe,
All that
follow
stuff.
us on all the
Comment.
fun media
I'm
things.
gonna add my Snapchat
Um,
to the links. Just
ah,
'cause.
Oh my
enjoy.
gosh.
Enjoy.
Someone commented on our last one, and
What?
First comment.
We have a comment?
I know.
What?
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Can I get up now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Thanks for playing along.